Wajda, is a devoted believer in Jesus Christ, who has struggled with alcohol my whole adult life. I was a typical Midwestern boy. I had a loving family and lots of friends, and I loved life. I had my first beer when I was 10 years old and had a family wedding, and immediately I fell in love with the euphoria. It loosened me up. Alcohol wasn't a problem in high school, and I tried pot a few times, and that was it. But I was scared of drugs, so drugs never were much of a problem. That changed when I went to college. I began drinking almost every night and also experimenting with drugs. But nothing could compare with alcohol. I was a functional alcoholic, worked hard to make good grades, and stayed out of trouble, but it didn't last. Once I started partying, I stopped taking college seriously. I lost my focus. I dropped out and got a full-time job. I got my own place. I started going to bars, smoking a lot of pot, and trying to get every ounce of fun I could out of life. It became a pattern though. I wasn't going to church, and I figured that God was just ignoring me. I had no future plans, and I was living the high life, but I was alone. I didn't think of anyone's well-being but my own. My relationships were all superficial. By my mid-30s, I started feeling lonely, like I was missing something. I started going to church. I cut back on my drinking and stopped smoking pot. But I began to feel like life was passing me by, and that if I didn't get married soon, all the good women would be taken. It's true. I met somebody I thought I loved. I convinced myself that I did. And we rushed into marriage, and we had 2 daughters who had become fine women. Like everything else good in my life, alcohol ruined my marriage and damaged my relationship with my daughters. I didn't like where I was at it, but I couldn't fix it. I had just lost a good job because of my drinking, and my family had enough. Excuse me. They did an intervention, and I agreed to get help. It didn't work. I stayed sober for a while, but then it would relapse and go right back to blackout drinking. Even though my marriage had failed and I was an alcoholic, I still went to church. I thought God was mad at me, but if I kept coming, He wouldn't forget me. Outside of church, things got much worse. I began losing jobs, and my relationships were gone. Nobody wanted to have anything to do with me. I was a hot mess. Even during the few times I managed to stay clean and sober, I still thought about drinking. Last May, after a year clean and sober, I relapsed and my life fell apart. My family disowned me. No one would talk to me. I lost my car driving to Ocean Shores from a DUI. I lost my wallet and I had nothing but the clothes on my back. I woke up on July 21st last year on the ground outside the mission with thoughts of suicide for the first time in my life. How did this happen? What could I do? I had nothing or no one. God and Satan were both fighting for me. I could feel it. I would have thoughts about walking into the sound and drowning, but God wouldn't let me. I begged for God to give me a sign. As I laid there, I turned over and saw my sign, the Olympia Union Gospel Mission. I began to pray nonstop for God to help and for Jesus to come into my heart as fast as He could. I felt God was telling me that I was in the right place. The staff could see I was a hot mess, and let me into the program that Monday morning. God never felt so real to me. It changed my life. From then on, I just listened to the Lord and followed Him. I was overwhelmed with love I've never known to exist, and I still am. Thanks to the mission, I had a good job, a nice truck, a clean house to live in, a solid church, and this community of believers that feels like a family. I've been blessed in more ways than I could ever imagine. I now know that my life is God's. I'll continue to serve where God tells me. I plan on volunteering in places where I can help people and maybe bless them like I've been blessed. Like the Apostle Paul told the Philippians, being confident of this, that He who has begun a good work in you will carry it out to the completion until the day of Jesus Christ.